Hello everyone, welcome to the session on Zoho CRM Client Script. I'm very much happy to share my experience about Client Script. Client Script is one of my favorite automation method in Zoho ecosystem, in Zoho CRM especially. I'm excited to share my experience on Client Script. So I'd like to showcase two use cases which we have done for one of our clients. So that has made a huge impact in efficient data collection and reduces the errors on data collection. Because without client script, we couldn't have done that kind of efficient data collection. So client is I'll cover the basics of the client or the background of the client in few slides. The tagline streamline automation never before, because before release of client script we could do automations in Zoho CRM only on save or on schedules, but post client script we can do automations on screen client side. So many clients who uses Zoho CRM and then come to Zoho, who uses Zoho Creator and then come to Zoho CRM, they always request automations to happen on screen, because in Zoho Creator we could do trigger automations based on the field actions, field updates, or on the screen. They wanted to have those kind of automations in CRM also, but without client script, we couldn't trigger that kind of automations. We have layout rules and other stuff, but the complex automations, custom functions, we couldn't trigger without client script. And client script has been a lifesaver for me for one of the clients, because if the client script was not introduced, we had to replicate the CRM modules in Zoho Creator. So I'll walk you through the agenda. So agenda for this session is I'll give a brief introduction about myself and the company I'm from. Then I'll give you a few examples why I prefer client script over other automation options in Zoho CRM. The next I'll give a brief about client script. So this is to give an example how it can be used for clients who wanted a complex data validation rules at each and every stages of the record. Say if it is a custom module record similar to operations. The next I'll give you a problem overview, what the problem the client has come up with and what the automation we have done to resolve that requirement. Then I'll show the action, automation in action, what we have done. I'll show in the action. Then I'll walk you through the code and explain the portions of code, why we have introduced and what was the requirement and what was the purpose of that code to solve that requirement. Next, I'll give a brief summary at last. So brief introduction about myself. I'm Vigneshwaran. I'm certified Zoho CRM and Creator developer. I'm from Traqmetrix Solutions, a Zoho authorized partners. So we belong to Salem, Tamil Nadu in India. Why I prefer client script? So as I mentioned few things in the beginning, so client script has a client side flexibility. In CRM, without client script, we cannot do much on the client side. On the screen, if a person or a staff is making some changes on the screen, so it has given me a great efficiency to trigger some automations on screen. This has reduced a huge efforts on data validation post submission. So it has improved user experience, I believe. So popping up flyouts, so those kind of features in client script has improved user efficiency experience. So it reduces a server load. Considering if we have multiple automations on submit, it could take some time to load, trigger those automations, run those automations post submission. If we are minimizing that post submission automations using client script, it has given us less submission time. After submitting a record, it loaded. The load time has been minimal post introduction of client script. So enhanced customizations. So get greater control as we have triggers at different points, like on field edit, before on detailed page. So we have options to trigger automations in different screens of the record. So in record, for a single record, we have multiple screens, which is a detailed page where we can see the detailed details of the record. The edit page where we can see certain fields enabled, like some forms cannot be edited in detailed view. It can only edited in edit view. Then we have a list view and we have a canvas view also. So it gives a greater control on which screen we need to do what automation. And next, it will give a pro-coded low-code. Uh, Zoho, entire Zoho ecosystem, except Catalyst, it runs on low-code. But with low-code, we cannot do little more advanced automation because we have to introduce some libraries. We have to introduce the code logics could be little clumsy or could be little for example, we don't have different loops in deluge. We have only for loop. If we want to do certain loops like do while and other things, we couldn't do with low code deluge. So we can do only with pro code. So with this client script, we can have the efficiency and capabilities of pro code in that low code automations. Flexibility of creator in Zoho automation. Like I said, Zoho CRM is one. Zoho Creator is my favorite tool. Many of the client wants to develop the application in Zoho Creator because of its simplicity, and then it can start from the scratch. They don't want to rely on. Don't want to bear the pre-built modules, which doesn't make complete sense for them. But Creator has its own pros and cons. Creator has its own capabilities. Zoho CRM has its own capabilities. With Zoho CRM, we can on the day one we can go ahead with the data entry and work. So introduction about the client. So our client is Keti Tech Private Limited. So they are from Hyderabad, India. So the tagline is "Small Farmer, Big Revolution." This is their logo. Giving a brief about the client. So client is based on Hyderabad, and they are operating in around 8 to 10 states across India. They are providing green nets. They are providing greenhouses for farmers to cultivate more on the less land, and they are with the farmers since the start till the end, and also for the next um, versions of padding cultivation. So they track the data of their agricultural crops to the maximum level to enhance the farmers to cultivate more and be more productive with the less land. As they are into agricultural industry, the staff will be constantly changing, and they will have a manpower with minimal touch to the technologies. They won't be using the applications to the much. Whoever in the office spaces, they can use applications. They are very much eligible and flexible to adapt to any of the new tools. But the staff in the field will be all the staffs in the fields will not be fully equipped to adapt the implementations that we are doing on the applications to collect data. So client script has given us a route, a robust method to collect the data with the conditions whatever the client wanted. Let me go through the problem overview. So one of the main problem they had is creation of sales orders and the invoices. So creation of sales orders, as they are operating in 8 to 10 states of India, in each state where they may have a different product based on the requirement in that state, and it varies from a small portion of it varies from the small product to the product of bigger sizes. The products may vary based on the location, and they have complex bill of materials. So as we say, it's just a greenhouse, but the one greenhouse may have multiple complexities, multiple smaller items, bill of items. Also, it includes installation and it includes materials which has different taxes, which has different discount percentages, different HSN code, and other details. So it's little complex for them, and this is one of the most complex thing they have in their entire operations. So changing manpower, where they are into this sector, agriculture sector, the manpower resources will get changed frequently. If they are training the certain number of manpower, a certain number of resources currently working, they will get relieved from the organization and new member will come in. So this is the greatest challenge they had, and training the people who will stay only for few months in the organization is very hectic, and they couldn't train everyone because it would take number of hours to train them. So I'll walk you through. So this is the second problem. I'll come back to this post this. So I'd like to show automation in action. So client script, what we have done for that sales order and invoice automation. I'll show only the sales order. So state-wise products. So they have different products based on states in order to calculate the profitability of the product, and then calculating the resources that we need to allocate for the product maintenance. They have a composite product. It's a huge list of product that too. For the sake of minimization, we have reduced the count of composite items for each products. Then they have varied discounts and subsidies, because as it is agriculture, they can do for NGOs, they can do for small farmers. So they are doing for different farmers. It would be very minimal. It would be very rates would be minimal, and for some cases the rate would be as per the price list. So they have add-ons for the product also. Let's go into the action. I'll try to show the sales order creation. So I have replicated the automation in my demo account in order to so because client data cannot be delivered as is. So we have converted that data, converted that automation to our demo account for the sake of this webinar. So I'm clicking this button, say create sales order. So it will pop up this screen. So I'm creating sales order 2. So I can fill out the rest of the details, but I'm just filling out mandatory fields. So here comes the custom product and then custom add-ons. So they have custom products, so which are suffixed with the 2-letter words or represents the state. I'm selecting UP, Uttar Pradesh. I can also have other products, add-ons. If there is a product, if there is an add-on for this product, it will show here. So I'm giving the quantity as 2. Suppose that this, I would like to show, this is a list of products that we have. They have around 160 or around 200 products. So getting that product and adding that one by one, it is little difficult. So they opted for a minimalized data entry and to get the final output. So we have given, this is a composite product that we have created and we have selected. We have tagged, we have assigned a list of BOM products for this composite product. When I click off this button, it will ask, it will show this alert box whether we need to create or not. So I'd like to generate the order items. So we have provided that loading that again from the client script in order to prevent the data entry during that process. So if you see upon clicking that one product, the automation has fetched the list of multiple products under that composite product and added that here. So if you see, we have the structure, and then we have this product, and we have this product. If you compare these two products, we have GST 12% and GST 18%. So educating the staff about this kind of product detailing of what to be done and what we need to give it as a tax. So those things we tried initially, but we couldn't success, because if we are training someone, they will left the organization. We have to start fresh from the for the new staff. So if you see, we have quantity which was taken from here. Next, we have the list price which is taken from the product module. The amount, taxes, so it is calculated based on the tax we have assigned in the product. The total COGS and HSN. So we have this fields. It is not used for billing, but it is for profitability tracking. So data that is displayed here is dummy data. We have removed the actual data and provided with dummy data. Save. So I'd like to show once again with a different product and an add-on. Here they had a requirement. The composite product would be one for the item, one for the sales order, but add-ons can be more than one. So initially we have designed it for single select. Post that in the next revision, we have updated this to multi-select. So the procedure is simple. So if you see, as we have selected TS from Telangana, it has populated the items, BOM items from that composite product. Apart from that, it has included the items which we have provided in the add-ons. So I'd like to save this. So this is how it works. So this automation had multiple revisions, and this is the like almost final revision. We had few other changes also, which is going to take place in next quarter. Next one, I would like to walk you through the code and explanation about different things that we have done in order to accomplish this requirement. The first one, we have introduced dependency fields, dependency field mapping that was not in place for in this implementation, because this was new account that we created. So dependent works if we select certain states, only the certain products will display. This is not from client script. This is from the inbuilt method. Next one, we have customized. Next one, we have customized the product layout in order to have that relationship sub-product, main product, and then the sub-product BOM list. Then we have the composite product and add-ons. So it is not the single product. We have composite product and then the add-ons for different sales orders. So let me walk you through the code. So this is the code that we built. So it had many versions, revisions. Okay. So we have initially introduced UI.freeze. Later on, we have replaced it with the loader, the inbuilt method in client script. So we have taken the composite product and introduced into a variable. We have taken the main product and then the add-on product. So this is the main product, composite product, and this is the add-on products. So here the main product is single select and add-on is a multi-select. Next we have taken the subform. We have taken the button where we check that box to trigger that automation, generate subform. Next we are running this code. So we are checking whether main product is not null or add-on product is not null, main product is not defined, or add-on product is not defined. So for this condition, if a sales order has a main product or add-on product, this automation will run. There are possibilities. Some of the sales order can have only main products. Some of the sales orders can have only add-ons. And other third possibility is some of the sales orders may have main product and then the sub product, add-on product. So we have added log statements here and there in order to help us in debug. So introducing the response variable, and we are asking this confirmation. The pop-up screen, when I click that checkbox, whether they wanted to generate or not. So we have provided this question and then the generate option. The cancel is by default. For any pop-ups, you will get that cancel button by default. We don't need to define there. Next, if response is true, then it will run this block of code where again it checks whether the main product is available or not. And so here we have introduced array in order to support that multi-select. Multi-select would be displayed as array. So we have used array for add-on product, and if the length is greater than 0, meaning if it contains a value. So it is or condition to support either or, whether a main product or a sub product. ZDK.client loader. So we have introduced this loader. This we have introduced in the later sessions because upon triggering that automation, we didn't had any restriction for the users to edit. In some cases, the client script could run for few seconds, say 5 to 10 seconds. During those time, the user attempted to make some changes in the data, and which is not recognized by the system. So we have introduced this show loader, which prevented the users to make any changes while the automation is running. So it has helped us a lot. Next, we have this message to show there is no add-on. Please select if there is no product or add-on. It will show please select either product or an add-on. So it's an info in order to intimate that they have not selected any of the product in the composite product or in the add-ons. We have introduced this freeze, again additional level of security to prevent the data manipulation during that automation. So we have this block of code for tags. I'll walk you through this. So this is the main code block that we are running. Starts from here. So we are getting the main product. If not empty, we are processing that main product. The main product, we are getting that main product details. So this is a block of code that fetches the product details via API call. get product details. We have made it a blocker function because we are reusing it multiple times if we have more than one products in the composite product or in the add-ons. So it does the same. If we provide the product name, it fetches the product name from the products module based on the name. So it returns back. It returns back the product ID. It returns back the entire JSON of that product details, and we are taking that ID for a reference, and then we are fetching this again, because with search we will not get the entire JSON object of that product record. So we have introduced this API method to fetch the entire details of that particular product. So we have passed the ID which was taken from that product search. Next, if the product is not available, we are logging that error, say so and so product is not available. Going back to the code. So here in this get product, initially we are introducing main product. If the product is not available, it will throw null. If the product is available, it will throw the details that was fetched from this code block. Secondly, we are fetching the add-ons. As it is a collection of, as it is an array, we need to run this through the loop. So we have used get composite add-ons. This will give us the list of add-ons from that box, and we are fetching the add-ons. We have added it as an array. So for add-on details, again we are using the same function, get product details. So here we are passing add-on products, one add-on product each time. If it has more than one or more than one, it will pass that list of add-ons, add-on product here. At last, we are adding both main products and then the add-on products to that separate object in order to proceed with that data in creation of subform. This is where the data from main product and add-on product details will get stored, and we are using this variable, we are using this object to process to build that JSON in order to create a sales order subform. So this is a main, this is another code block which gets the data from this API hits and then populates the JSON object in order to create the subform record in sales order. So function set order items. So product details. So we are introducing the product details. Quantity. So we have kept the quantity as a field. So we have taken that quantities and get value. So we are storing it that variable in this variable. Generate enabled. So we are checking again here whether the checkbox is enabled or not. Then we are processing further. So we have added this log statement in order to see whether we are getting the response. So this helped us in helping us in debugging the code if there is any issue. So ordered items. So we have created. This is the constant that we are creating to store the object to pass this to sales order subform. So I'm passing this as a map. So I'm creating a product details map for the BOM item list. So I'm taking the BOM item list from that product and then populating it in the JSON. So let me walk you through the structure. So if we go inside the product, so here I'm showing a product customization that we have done in the product. So this is a product module, one of the product, And we have so and so fields saying taxes, unit price, subsidies. So this is where the BOM item is residing. So we are filling this form. If you are selecting this product, and it will fetch us the list of products in this subform and adds up to the JSON. Let me show a different example. UP 2.5 NGO. So if you see, this is the composite product, and this is a product that is a BOM for this product. I'm opening this product. So under this one composite product, we have around eight different sub products, which comprises to become this one composite product. So upon selecting this one composite product, we need to get all these products which is assigned to this and then populate it in the sales order subform. So in order to do that, for each product, so here in this function, we are passing that product details, which is a JSON of one product which we have selected in the composite or in the add-ons. So that is being fetched and BOM list of that product. So if we take this product UP 2.5204 NGO, this is a BOM list. This is the BOM list. I will loop through this each line item and then adds up to that JSON object. So I'm looping this BOM list and I'm creating a JSON, a product name I'm taking from the product name, the list price I'm taking from the unit price. So product name I'm taking here, the unit price list price I'm taking this unit price. Likewise, the quantity I'm taking that COGS and then the tax. So rest all fields are like simpler, but here in the tax we had to do little overlifting in order to achieve that output. So tax, in order to get the taxes, we have created a separate function. So here this is the function that we code block that we fetch taxes and then get the percentages. So if we see the taxes, we have different taxes. So here for all of the products, we had only one tax. In some cases, we used to have two different taxes. For some states, we used to have SGST and CGST. So here we have compressed it as GST in the later stages, but this automation will also work for multiple tax options. So at last, it is being saved in this ordered list items data, and that is being passed for the ordered items. So this ordered items is the subform in sales order. We are passing the data after this all data collection via API and then data processing as per the structure of this sales order subform. So once that is over, we are passing this data into that subform and then we are hiding that loader. So we have introduced that loader at the top, and at the last we are hiding that loader so that the screen will get visible for the users for additional edits. So the next one, the problem statement, we had multiple validations and restrictions needed for dates. As they are product come in, installation that requires multiple dates to be captured. So we have multiple dates that needs to be captured, and that shouldn't be error, because if we keep that date field open, they might have added a different dates. For certain dates, it should allow only future dates. For certain date fields, it should allow only the past dates. For few dates, it should allow only the current and tomorrow's date. For some dates, it should allow only dates within the 1 week range. So we had too many date validations, and in many combinations, we need to consider multiple combinations in order to show that validation. So we have validation in Zoho CRM. I think it differs based on the plan we have. To the maximum, we will have only 5 validations per module, but here they wanted at least around 10 to 15 validations for each module. And again, the same issue, we couldn't educate the manpower who is using the data, who is entering the data into the system, because they will keep on changing. And it also involves, if they have provided a date little earlier, they could get little more credits. So in order to prevent all those things, we have introduced client script. So one thing we have introduced addition to the client script is, in client script, if we wanted to do certain automation only once or twice, we can do that entire code in that trigger. But if we want to do the similar automations in multiple places, in multiple occasions, doing it every time in the trigger is not recommended. So they have introduced, let me show that in action first. So again, I have created a dummy module in order to show this validations. Actual validation would be more complex, that would have like many fields. So here, date of birth cannot be a future date. Sorry, date of birth cannot be a future date. Record creation cannot be say past date. So here we have a scenario where the date should be only yesterday's and today's, not more than or less than that. So if I'm giving a different validation, say day after tomorrow, so planned date should be only future. If I'm giving a planned date in the past, so we have this 7 days from today. If I'm exceeding 7 days, say 9, it would show an error. So task from today and tomorrow. We had this yesterday and today, and then we have today and tomorrow. I'm giving it day after tomorrow. So data fields, you can have only past date. So the first validation. So upon validation, it will remove that field. So the next validation is, below fields only have today's and yesterday's date, material date. So this material date could have only today and tomorrow's date, or yesterday and today's date. The next one, planned date, could be only future. They cannot enter past dates to the plan. So it's being validated and removed. Below fields can only have today's and tomorrow's date, task today and tomorrow. So that is also removed. Below fields can only have present and future dates for record creation that is being validated and removed. Yeah, so this many validation has happened. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have around 6, 7 validations here. If you want to do it with available validation rules using functions, we would exceed that limit. And then we couldn't use that in multiple places. So now let me walk you through the static function. So in the client script, developer hub client script, we have the list of client script. Besides that, we have the static resources where we have date restriction. So this is a file that we created in VS Code and then installed in CRM environment. And if you see, we have different functions. The first function is allowing only future date. So we have this many code lines in order to prevent, in order to validate whether the current date is future date. If it is future date, it will leave as is. If it is not, it will throw an error. And we have created that alert validation alert for if it is not the future, if it is not the future date. Then we have the present and future dates. We have past dates. We have current date and tomorrow date. We have current yesterday date. So we have this many functions for particular purpose, and this is being used across the Zoho CRM different modules and for different fields. So whenever there is a change, whenever there is an addition, we will come here and then add a new code block for a different validation, and we'll use it in the actual code environment, actual code triggers. Let me walk close. So I'm opening this edit. So if you see on save. So we have this on create page. We have this date function. So this is what it is. The whatever that we shown, it's just with the one line of one function call. So we have that logics, everything built in the static resource that is being called for different scenarios. So if you see, we have passing this as an array because it is not for one field. If there is multiple fields wants a similar validation, we can use it in array. So if it is needed in a different module, we just need to call this function and then pass that API names of those fields. So then the function will work. So that's all from my end about client script. So this is a two main validation that two main automation that we introduced using client script. This has improved the data collection without errors to the way maximum efficiency. And I hope the session was useful. So this is my contact details. If you want to do any implementations in Zoho CRM or any entire Zoho ecosystem, we are open to take up the projects.